3rd and 5. They will not go into their goal line defense. Up to the right, Hayes to the left, Allward. Staubach looking and in trouble. Now he gets away. Staubach over the 5 to about the 3, and he fouled the ball, but was he down? He was not. The Cowboys have fumbled. The Giants take over.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video, and welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody out there that's watching my videos. I greatly appreciate it. If you can give my video a thumbs up, or maybe leave a comment below, or maybe share the video, I greatly appreciate it. So once again, thank you so much. I keep seeing, I'm sure if you look, there's a mock draft in the NFL for the 2030 draft. I mean, I haven't gone that crazy yet, but I keep seeing these, I pop up the New York Giants news, and I keep seeing every now and then, Giants select so-and-so in the 2022 NFL mock draft. And so I started checking out a bunch of them. And I guess it seems like pretty much because Vegas has the Giants, like the over-under, like around 7 games winning for them. So I guess Vegas has the Giants possibly like around 7 and 10. Pretty much about the same record we had last year. It seems like that's what a lot of these, Pro Football Network, and like a Draft Wire, Yard Barker, Tankathon, Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated. It seems like that's like a lot of them. I don't know if they're basing their information off of that as far as where they have the Giants selecting. Because I'll tell you what, the Giants ain't out of the top 10 on any of them, except for Walter Football. They're the only ones that got a little cojones to them, all right? The only thing with them is like I was looking and looking. I couldn't figure out. They got the Giants drafting 13th and 20th, but I couldn't figure out if the number 13 was the pick from the Bears or if number 20 was the pick from the Bears. So they got the Giants picking like number 13, which is, still going to be a little disappointing. Well, they got them picking at number 20, which would be, okay, now we're talking. Number 20 probably got to be at least 9, 10 wins. I mean, it's maybe a 10-7 season, Okay, I'm cool with that. Or, 9 and 8, it's better than 6 and 10, guys. So, but anyway, so that was one of the things that was kind of like a little disappointing. The other one of the things that was disappointing is a lot of them have us picking like defensive players or offensive linemen or whatever. But I'm like, man, if we're picking like in the top 10 once again, where are the quarterbacks at? And we got all this firepower. We got 2 1s, a 2 3s. I mean, we can throw in the draft pick from the 2023 season, number 1 there. I mean, we could throw in all kinds of goodies to jump way up there. If there's anybody, that really strikes our fancy as far as quarterbacks and all. But I guess with the way the mock drafts are, I guess none of them seem to have any trades involved at all. So they just have the Giants. They have the Giants drafted like 7th. That's where, whoever pops up at number 7, that's who they're going to get, because they have a couple of the quarterbacks going like 1 and 2. So they're not going to reach the Giants. But I just want to go over some of them. I mean, so like Pro Football Network, I saw a couple different ones from them. The first one that I saw from them, they had the Giants draft the number 7. All right, they got him taking Kenyon Green. He is a guard, but he could possibly project to be a tackle in the pros, and he's from Texas A&M. Now, then the pick they get from the Bears is number 10. All right, and they got Keaton Slobus, the quarterback from SC. Okay, so that one makes some sense. We get a good offensive lineman. He can either play guard or tackle. So like Will Hernandez goes, we can't sign him. I'll get over some of the numbers in a couple of minutes here. But if Will Hernandez is gone, all right, you take Kenyon Green, just slide him right in there at guard, all right, take his place, and then we could possibly, hopefully, get a quarterback if we wind up. If we're drafting number 7, we got to be, 6-11. We're number 7. I mean, maybe 7-10. So that means the Daniel Jones, experiment hasn't worked out, and we got to take a quarterback. So at number 10, they got us taking Keaton Slobus. So, as I said, there's no trades in any of these mock drafts, but so that's what they came up with. And the second Pro Football Focus, about Pro Football Network, draft that I saw, they have us disregarding the quarterback at all. They got us taking a Drake Jackson, edge from USC. There's a lot of people have us taking Drake Jackson from USC, which would be cool. I mean, you got Azeez over here, and you got Drake over there. Now you got your edge rushers. Now you got Leo the Line. You got Sir Dexter Lawrence there. I mean, your front wall is going to be good. And hopefully you got 2 good, young, stud edge rushers, because you probably won't be able to sign Lorenzo Carter, probably. And next year might be the X-Man, Oshane Ximines' last year with us, too. So, I mean, if you can build those 2 young stud edge rushers, that's cool. All right, then they also have us take, with the Bears pick, they got us taking Christian Harris, the linebacker from Alabama. Very good pick right there. I got no complaints there, but I mean, where's the quarterback for that picking that bad? Where's the quarterback at? Now, the Christian Harris, I could see that being decent, because we only have Blake Martinez signed through next year, I believe. So I mean, so if we're gonna have Harris there, that's Blake Martinez's last year with us, right? If we don't re-sign him, we let him go, and maybe Harris can take his place. Then you got I saw Draft Wire from USA Today. I saw 2 drafts from with them. The first one I saw with them, the Giants are picking number 8. Right, basically, once again, they have us with the 7-win scenario. They got us taking Christian Harris, the linebacker from Alabama, and then they got the pick number 10 from the Bears. All right, which is Drake Jackson, once again, the edge rusher from USC. 2 good, solid picks right there. I mean, can't complain. But my thing is like, I mean, I guess you're taking the best player available, and I guess those are the best players available. I mean, if we're 6-11 or 7-10, that means our offense, chances are, our offense was kind of sputtering. Chances are that would mean the quarterback is having problems, and the offensive line needs to be upgraded. So to take 2 studs, defensive studs in the top 10, I mean, I'm okay with that, because that's going to help the defense. And if you can get a real unbelievable defense, I'm all for that. But if we need a quarterback and an offensive line, I'd sure like to see him take them in the top 10. All right, so then that's that one. Then I got the second one I saw from Draft Wire is Zion Nelson, tackle. They got picking number 8, Zion Nelson, tackle from University of Miami. Okay, so we got a tackle. The only problem is the last time we took a tackle from the University of Miami in the top 10, you know who that was, Eric Flowers, and he didn't work out too well. So hopefully they do a little bit better job this time with Zion Nelson. All right. Hopefully, but I mean, if Zion Nelson, if we're taking him, that means that maybe Matt Parrott didn't work out, or maybe hopefully Andrew Thompson works out, but maybe we're going to maybe slide Andrew Parrott maybe in the guard, maybe. Hit Zion Nelson out there on tackle, possibly, if we're going to let Hernandez go. Then then the Draft Wire. Then they have with pick number 11, okay, the pick from the Bears. They have us taking Drake Jackson, the edge rusher from USC. Then Barker, okay, they had, of course, they have their own mock draft, 2020 NFL mock draft. They have us picking number 8. Then they have us taking Christian Harris, the linebacker from Alabama. Then they have the Bears picking number 9. And with that one, they got picking Carson Strong, the quarterback from Nevada. So, okay, I'm fine with that. You get yourself a good stud linebacker, which we can use in the middle. I'm all for that, And then, we got, and then you get your quarterback. Hopefully the quarterback of the future. So, we'll wait and see. And then you got Tankathon. I love that name. Okay, their mock draft for 2022. They got us picking number 9, all right? They got us taking Drake Jackson, the edge rusher from USC. And then they got the Bears picking number 11. And with their pick, they got us taking Kaiir Elam, cornerback from Florida. Now, okay, that's, as I said, get an edge rusher. Okay, if you can guys, and you can get 2 edge rushers in today's, that would be phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And then I said, well, Kaiir Elam, the cornerback, once again, it doesn't hurt to have to amp up the secondary at all. Get another cornerback in there because Bradbury's not going to be there forever, and Adoree Jackson's not going to be there forever. So if you can help to, beef up the secondary a little bit, I'm all for that. All right. But once again, if we're picking that low, you need help on the offensive line probably and a quarterback. So then you got Bleacher Report. They got the Giants picking number 9. All right, they got the Giants taking Drake Jackson, the edge rusher from USA. Then they got the Bears picking number 11. Okay, and with that one they got Ikem Ekwonu, I believe that's how you say it, a guard from North Carolina State. Now I'm fine with that because we're probably not going to be able to sign Will Hernandez. And as I said, I'm going to go over that in a minute. And from so if you can let him go. Let Hernandez go, slide Ikem Ekwonu in there, a guard, I'm all for that. Help beef up that offensive line. If you can start getting one stud after the other in there on offensive line, boy, I'm all for that. All right, then we have we got 2 more I want to go over. We got Sports Illustrated. They have the Giants drafting number 9. They got Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame. Oh, I'm good with that. This guy's gonna be a phenomenal stud. I actually follow him and watch him because Notre Dame's my college football team, and so he's going to be a stud. A lot of these mock drafts, he's a safety. Have him going in the top 10, and have him going as the first defensive secondary guy going. Period. He's a super. He's going to be a super player. Logan Ryan, won't be there forever, so if you can get, and if we can't sign Jabrill Peppers, if we can have Xavier McKinney and Kyle Hamilton back there at safety, so we may not be able to sign Jabrill Peppers, so if you let Jabrill go, okay, you help Kyle Hamilton step right in there. And then the Bears, Sports Illustrated has the Bears picking number 11, and with their pick, they have us taking Drake Jackson, edge rusher from USA. But that wouldn't be bad. If you had to lose Jabrill, you replace him with Kyle Hamilton. So that's kind of a wash there. Okay. Then you get another edge rusher in there. You got Azeez and you got Drake. So the defense isn't really taking a step back. Actually, if anything, the defense maybe gotten even a little bit better. Okay, because now you got 2 edge rushers, right? 2 proven edge rushers. Well, I guess Drake Jackson's a proven edge rusher in college. I guess he hasn't proven it in the pros yet, but you hope if you're taking him number 11, you hope that guy works out. All right. Then they got Walter Football. As I said, the only draft that I saw had some cojones behind them. All right. They actually had the Giants drafting 13th and 20th. So I'm not sure which one is which, but with the Giants' first pick at number 13, the guy's taking Ali Gay, defensive end from LSU. So then you're not going to get some of those other guys because we're picking number 13. All right. But, taking a nice stud defensive end. Okay. But I'm saying, once again, we probably need some help on the offense if we're picking number 13. So anyway, then they also have the Giants drafted number 20. As I said, I'm not sure if this is the Bears pick or this is the Giants' own pick. But with this one, the guy's taking Rasheed Walker, a tackle from Penn State. So, okay, all right, so that helps the offensive side out, without a doubt. But as I said, but it doesn't seem like with the 7-win season, we need help. It's probably going to be help that we're going to need on offense. I'm going to have a hard time believing that we need help on defense at all. But one of the things is that you have you just pretty much take the best player available. Is what David Gettleman says, and apparently a lot of those guys, the best player available, are on defense. So the only question is, if the Daniel Jones experiment is no mas, it's over. What are they going to do as far as a quarterback? They got Daniel Jones for next year. All right, they don't re-sign him for his 5th year because they'll just have him on it. It's guaranteed, so you got to have him there. I mean, you can cut him, but you have to pay him. So, I mean, yeah, so you're losing the money anyway. But they only have, now according to over the cap here, okay, for next year, they have $2.7 million available next year. Now, if you're looking at here, right here, what they have, okay, the top, like the top 10. I mean, the guys are making, the draft. You got to pay them $3 or $4 million. That's guaranteed. Let's see here. All right, here we go. All right, just for the guys that got drafted this year, I'm looking here. All right, so if you're drafting like number 7, Penei Sewell got drafted 7 this year. He's making $4.3 million. Then they have the Bears pick, say number 10. They have Devontae Smith. Okay, how can we forget that pick? Number 10. He's making 3.6. So between the 4.3 and the 3.6, that's about $8 million for 2 top 10 picks. You got to come up with about $8 million. Then if you're drafting early in the 2nd round, that's probably about another 1.5, somewhere around there. Then you got your 2/3. They're almost $1 million a piece. So you got what? 8, 9, 10. You got 11, $12 million. You're gonna have to come up with between your first 5 picks, and they have $2.7 million left to spend. So, they're gonna have to get rid of a few guys. A lot of guys they won't be able to sign. They might have to get rid of Shepard. They have to let go of some guys, and just to hope to try to sign their draft picks. And then if they're in their draft picks, if they're not picking a quarterback, and the Daniel Jones experiment failed, where are you going to get a quarterback at? You're not getting Aaron Rodgers. Even if we traded all our draft picks away, you're still going to have it would almost be impossible to get Aaron, because what he's going to want, 30, 35, 40 million, right? Because I believe he's a free agent at the end of this year. So I mean, so you can't even go out and get somebody on the open market, a free agent, and sign somebody to big money, because you probably don't really have it. So if the Daniel Jones experiment doesn't work, you're going to have to get him in the draft. And even if you do get him in the draft, you're still going to have to figure out some money, figure out the money situation. You got to get some money, saved up, chop some guys' salary, extend some guys here, let some guys go there, just to try to make some room, just to sign your draft picks, much less go out into the open market and get another quarterback, So, in a way, I really hope these mock drafts are wrong. But I mean, if the Giants do stumble and fail, they got 2 top 10 picks, they can certainly get themselves a couple of studs to really help out the team. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there, and go Giants! Woo!